in the red. He said that the problem that he had last time was he couldn't concentrate well enough when he was on the bottom, and Tavebi turned him. That can be a problem, can't it, Kendall?
Yeah, absolutely. If you have lack of confidence on your bottom position, it really affects your wrestling, believe it or not.
And there goes Henson with the first attack, forcing Tavebi off the mat.
Yeah, look for Henson to stay in the middle of his face the whole match. You can see Henson's really working his head well. I think that's part of his strategy. I think it's a very good strategy to keep his opponent off of him, keep the Iranian from getting a shot off.
Tavebi has not tasted defeat for a while. He was 4-0 at the World Cup just last week. He's recovered, and now he's back here against Sammy Henson, in on the single leg. It's Tavebi locked behind Henson's leg. He's got him up on one foot, and he's attempting to bring him down to the mat, and he does. It's 1 point for Tavebi of Iran. He draws first blood.
Now, this is where Sammy's really got to concentrate. He's got to stay solid. This is where Tavebi is good. He's got to really focus, keep moving, keep changing the environment down there on the mat so he doesn't get turned.
Tavebi now looking for a weakness on the mat. This is what Sam Henson didn't want, a weakness to show right there. Now they're back up on their feet where he hopes that he's the superior wrestler.
Yeah, this is good for Sammy. Not to get turned right off the bat. That's good in the eyes of the referees. It's good in his eyes. It's good in the Iranian's eyes. What happens there is if you don't get a turn right off the bat, the referee will eventually bring you up faster. So it's actually good for him.
An attempted on throw. No back exposure. The referee was right on it. He saw that the back was not exposed to the mat, and no points were awarded, but Sammy's hips did get popped up there a bit. And they're back to the action. Henson pulling down on the Iranian's head, trying to break his balance and create some openings. And there's a confusion. The referee, he's cleared the confusion up and asking for the wrestlers to meet back in the center. There's the national coach for Iran.
Again, Sammy's got to stay strong here. This is where he's really weak. That's one of his weakest points there.
And the gut wrench for Tavebi takes an early 2-0 lead.
This is where he's going to have to really make up. He can't let this bother his focus. He's got to really stay strong and keep him from turning him again.
Well, I don't think the scoreboard really is correct here. There's been a couple major scores here, and the score is actually 4-0 in favor of Tavebi of Iran. And we should let the viewers know that if neither wrestler reaches the score of 3 by the end of regulation, they'll continue wrestling until one of them does, or until the 3-minute overtime period expires. But since the Iranian now has 4 points, that's irrelevant.
Come on.
That would actually be a good thing, I believe, in this match against the Iranians, because our shape is so good. That's one of our biggest assets, again, is our shape. So it really wouldn't be a bad thing to be going into overtime in these matches here. I'm sure that you'll see a few here in the later matches.
Now it's Henson pouring in on Tavebi. Let's see if he can score in the last 38 seconds of the first round. There's been some contact, and the Iranian takes an injury timeout.
Sammy, I believe really here, he's got to keep working the head. He's got to keep working it, try to find an opening to get a shot and get on top.
Jose shouting encouragement to Sammy Henson. They've worked together for many years, and right now Sammy Henson is with Jose, training in Norman, Oklahoma, preparing himself for the Olympic trials. 30 seconds. We're counting down to the end of the first round. That'll be followed by a 30-second rest period where the coaches will get a chance to impart some strategy to both wrestlers. And then they'll continue for the last period, the second period, for 3 minutes. It's Henson with a 2-on-1. A short drag on the far side.
He's got to keep it going. Got to keep that type of action going. Wear down his opponent here.
Short time. And it's Henson scoreless in the first period. We'll be back with the second round of this match right after this.